Good afternoon, everybody. You're attending an extraordinary session of the Board of Selectmen during this COVID era. Today is Monday, November the 23rd, and we're going to start off as we typically do on these days with some updates on COVID, and then try to do a little bit of business. So we'll start with our health agent. Bob, you got anything for us?
Thursday, 1 confirmed case. Friday, 2 suspects and 1 confirmed case. And Saturday, 1 confirmed case. No hospitalizations.
What does that bring our total to, Bob?
I have to grab it out of my office. I don't have that.
All right, I was just curious.
It's 80 something.
Well, I mean active cases.
Active cases 18.
18. Yeah.
Okay.
So every Monday morning, we print out a first responder list, and I go back to like the second week in October and provide it to the police chief.
Okay.
The fire department can already get their own, so they're all set. So our first responders know. Stores were pretty painless over the weekend. They were busy, but seemed to be handled pretty well. And with Thanksgiving coming,
Yep.
just ask, people to be socially responsible and do the right things. It may not be easy, but we know what the right things are.
The 2 stores I drove by, I saw counters out, which I thought was encouraging. They were at least trying to keep track of how many people were in the stores. And, it's tough now with the holiday season for sure, between Thanksgiving and Christmas and, holiday
Sometimes
season in general.
Or, trying to shop on the off times.
Yeah.
I mean, stores are always busy, 3 to 7. So if by chance you can go at, besides 3 to 7, chances are you'll have a better shopping experience or a safer one.
Yeah, and people who can actually utilize online, it's a good
Great
alternative. Even if you pick up at the store, because you can pick up at the end of the day when the stores aren't busy, and, or first thing in the morning.
Yeah. They put it right in the back of your car.
Yeah.
Don't even,
Yeah. So that's an alternative for people. All right, that's it for you?
Yes.
All right, moving on to our fire chief. Jason, anything?
No, we just forwarded out to Charlie. He's going to send it out to the department heads and employees tomorrow. We're going to do our first test, the antigen testing here on the 1st, and then the second date is on the 8th. We're going to do it up here because the room gives us plenty of room for distancing. And then the second part of the message he's going to send out is if there's any symptomatic people to call us, and we're going to do that as employees rather, as a drive up. So they'll just drive to the fire station, we'll come out and test them in their car and then send those off. So
Now, just to be clear for everybody, we're starting with town employees, right?
yeah, it's kind of a slow rollout to see. We're starting off with town employees to see how that goes, and then we're going to do at-risk populations and the general public, depending on availability of tests and how,
Now, is this, in terms of compensation for this, just so everybody kind of knows, this is going to be reliant on people's individual health plans? Is that?
No, it's going to be.
We're just going to.
This particular portion, we purchased the test, and the fire department's going to do the test. We're doing a community testing event on the 5th and 6th of December, which will be at the elementary school, and that'll be through your health, they'll bill the health insurance company directly, or if you don't have health insurance, they'll take your social security number and bill it through the federal government, has money set aside for testing. So that's still on pace for the 5th and 6th.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that up so that anybody watching this, I don't know how many people watched the afternoon meetings, but so that there's some clarity about it, that's all.
So the employee testing for town employees, so is anybody that wants to, they don't have to have any symptoms or have any exposure?
Right, so actually we've got, when we're going to do the antigen testing up here, and we put in the email, which will go out tomorrow, if you have symptoms or if you've had close contact, do not come to that. Contact the fire department and we'll do PCR testing at the fire station. So this will be for non-symptomatic and non-close contact only.
Okay, good, thank you. Anything from police? No? I guess that's good.
Yeah. Well, actually, there is one thing that, and I know Charlie sent out an email to myself and Chief Viveros, but I'd already had been notified last week that the state, as regards to quarantine, if there's a contact, if one of the officers or first responders come in contact, we are not to quarantine, we don't have to quarantine. So if it's if they've come in contact, they're not symptomatic, they're subject to come to work. I guess it's, they're given a dispensation that they don't need to quarantine for the allotted time that normal people have to, as first part of this first responder thing.
So that's why, when we talked about the policy, I said, that's great that the state's saying that, but in my opinion, the way we're gonna handle it is, if we don't have a big problem and we have plenty of employees, we're gonna still go on the side of caution. And, if I have one person, I'd rather still keep that person out, or if I have 10 people, I might have to rely on that, but I think it's it gives us the option to have people work, and I'm not sure it's always necessarily the best idea, but if we have plenty of available personnel.
Okay. I don't think we have any minutes before us to approve, correct?
No,
All right. No bills as well, correct?
no.
I suppose we could, the legal actions from Gordon C. Andrews against the town, there's nothing to report. Recycling abatements for 2021, I think we had one that needed to be dealt with.
Yeah, that one's for 3 years. Is that bill number?
1962?
Yes.
So some news has come up about this. Apparently this house has been condemned for some time, so no one's been able to live in it anyway. My only question is, when did it originally get condemned, I guess, is, we're gonna have to find that out. This is the house.
Yeah, I don't know if she's saying that.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I can ask the chief after he's up on the office.
Yeah, I think we should
You want to
probably,
deal with it tomorrow?
yeah, we should hold off on this till we get a little more information. And do you need,
His note says no update on Fieldstone.
yes, correct. There is Bill 1210. Maybe we should wait for that for tomorrow too.
Okay.
Tomorrow's our regularly scheduled meeting, so that's what I'm referring to, or everyone's referring to. There is apparently an update at Pope's Tavern on the roof project. The building committee sent along some notes that they've had discussions with the contractor, and what's going on there is the contractor is going to start the roof project and do the structural work and put the roofing membrane, ice and water shield, on the building, but is reluctant to want to put shingles on the roof in the colder weather. There's something to be said for that. They really need a few days of reasonably warm weather to stick, basically, because they stick to each other. And that also goes for the spray foam insulation. The issue with the spray foam insulation is that also needs temperatures to cure properly. So they apparently seem comfortable with just doing the structural work, putting the ice and water on it. I don't know if they're looking for us for any specific action, other than to maybe give them some indication of how we feel about it. I don't know if you have any thoughts.
If that's the building committee and Scott's
Yeah, I agree. That's where I'm at too. If they think this is gonna work, I don't see a terrible downside to any of this. There's an upside that when the weather's better, it will make for a better job. So I'm okay with it.
So they planning on tarping it as well?
I think that's part of the process. That's not specifically mentioned in here, but while they're doing the work, I think they have to.
Well, I just didn't know once they do the structural work, if they put in the ice and water, then put a tarp on.
No, the ice and water should take care of it.
Okay.
That was gonna go under the roof shingles anyway, so that's just the first step. The only question I would have is if there's any UV deterioration, but I guess we can ask. I don't remember. But anyway, that's something we can ask about.
Okay.
There's one other letter here.
That was the one that case that,
Right.
Okay, so yeah.
We had deferred the case, I don't remember, I don't see the bill number on this one. Where is it?
I don't think you guys did that.
You want to just push that to tomorrow as well?
Yeah, we're gonna have to because we haven't gotten anything back from council yet, so we'll wait on that too. And I think that's it, except for executive session. Oh, I forgot you were here.
Just in case you guys had any questions about the toy drive, I wanted to talk to you first and kind of go through letters and email.
Steve, do you have an update on the toy drive for us?
Yes. We're gonna be doing it out of the highway department. It's a drive-through. And we'll also be having the Girl Scouts follow behind again because it's so short notice. Everybody's not gonna get the word, so.
Yeah, there was some confusion about that. When you say follow behind, we're talking about following behind at,
Yes, we have three Girl Scout cars behind us and they leapfrog. So the first car will stop, pick up the packages, the next car goes behind us, and then if there's a package, they'll stop and pick it up that way.
So the question, I think, was on Santa. Santa's gonna be
Santa,
mobile or stationary?
he stays up on the, we're gonna be using the tower truck
Oh,
this year
but
also.
it's gonna be driving.
Yes.
yeah, that's where it got confusing and
We weren't sure if you were
Oh,
going to just
no,
be
we don't
stationed.
stop. We just drive through in the Girl Scouts. That's why we have three cars, because they'll go behind us, and as Santa goes forward, the cars come and pick up the gifts and then go to the next one.
this is at,
And up here, we'll be doing it, that'll be a drive-through. I set it up so it's gonna be a one-way, and they'll be driving in the second door, stop in the middle of the building, we'll take the stuff out of the car for them, and then they,
so
Drive
we're
over.
actually doing two things.
two things.
Okay, that's where I think it got confusing.
Yeah, because usually we have it down at the station and they drop it off there, but with the COVID and everything, we wanted to keep it out of the station.
So there'll be a drop off at the
At the
town?
town barn also.
Okay, and then he's still gonna drive around?
And we're still gonna drive around.
Okay, all right. That's where I got confused when we
Yeah.
were talking to
Well,
you.
that's why I wanted to show up, because Charlie said there was a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did because I forgot about it and that's good.
Do you want to just mention the date and the times?
It's the 5th of December Santa will be going around town 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock.
So the 5th of December will be what, a week from Saturday?
Yes, the first Saturday of the month. And also, if you drop stuff, if they want to drop it off before or after, they can bring them up to the town barn then also.
Awesome.
Okay, terrific, thank you. I'm glad you came in and I'm glad you mentioned it because like I
And
said, I had forgotten.
one more thing.
Mind waiting this.
Tom, one more thing.
Yep,
I have the Kubota now with the spray tank, so we're gonna start spraying the intersection lights for the crosswalks, park benches, and I wanted to find out if you guys want us to start doing hops or anything like that with the disinfectant. I got it through the CARES Act. So,
We had talked about this over the summer,
Right.
spraying hops.
right.
Wasn't sure, but
Well,
you
if we
want to
have
work that out with hops?
If we have the capacity to do it, I mean, I can't see saying no thank you.
yeah, I guess they do the one down at the school out back, they do that between each recess or something like that, right? I mean, we couldn't do it between every day, but we'll do it every other day or something. We can go down there first thing in the morning and spray all the equipment down.
If you want to just check with Jonathan Seelig?
Yeah, I already
Okay.
texted him this morning.
Okay,
Okay, good.
sounds good.
I don't think there's anything else for the regular session, and then
Goodbye.
What, did I miss everything?
we're going to need a motion to go into,
There wasn't much of a...
oh, no, I did not.
I'm in the process of loading a roll-off dumpster, and I was getting lost track of time.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it.
You too. Have a safe one too.
Charlie, who could not be with us today, had suggested that we start into some
We're still
preliminary,
on, chief, just so you know.
some preliminary discussions about the criteria to be used for potentially closing municipal buildings and work at home. Preliminarily, in case things get more deteriorated. I don't know that we need to have a whole lot of discussion about it. I don't know, we have to set a threshold at some point if we get to a point.
It doesn't seem like the active number of cases are much higher than what we've
No,
had
no.
all time since we've reopened. And
No, at this moment, I don't have a sense of urgency about it.
I mean, Pope's Taverns is closed.
Right.
The school, I mean, if we're gonna talk about closing town hall, then we'd be talking about closing the school down too, when we're talking about
Right.
expanding
Right.
use of the schools, so.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything at this time. I think the idea was to just give us a reminder that we might want to think about it if things get worse.
Well, hopefully things won't get worse, but I noticed that most everybody that I see wear masks and they're doing the due diligence and doing the thing, so I agree that at this point in time, you know, I'd always like to err on the side of caution, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't think so at this time.
Well, we have safety precautions in place here. We've now pretty much toughened up the mask situation at all times. And I'm no expert at this, but I think for the time being, we're in pretty good shape. And I think that's it, right, Tammy? Did we get everything?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing from, we got the municipal buildings. Yeah, I think we're good. The only thing I don't have, which I usually like to have, is the specific language about going into
Should we-
executive session.
Should we do this today or should we do it tomorrow night?
I think he wanted us to touch it today.
Do you have another,
Is it on the agenda for
No.
tomorrow?
yeah, I believe so, but I just didn't know if you had another,
I think he,
negotiation session.
no, I think he wanted us to discuss it. With the,
Contract negotiations for what? Next unit?
for the mixed unit and for patrol officers. We are going to go into executive session because to negotiate an open session,
Do you want me to read it?
yeah, if you've got it there.
Motion to go into executive session to discuss contract negotiations with sergeants, patrol officers, mixed units, and all units at Silver Lake Regional School and the Halifax Elementary School as discussed in strategy with respect to the collective bargaining. An open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the town.
Can I get a second? Did Troy say second?
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor, roll call vote, Mr. Garren?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Milius, yes. Unanimous, yes. Thank you. And we will not be conducting any business in open session when we return. Thank you all.